So Evergreen content ecosystem, this is what we're trying to build here, guys, okay? We're trying to build sustainable traffic that works while you sleep without the burnout of daily posting. Now, I'm not saying daily posting doesn't work, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do daily posting, okay? But this is what we need to work up to, okay? Once you get to a certain point, and it doesn't mean that you can't start here either, because you can absolutely start here with Evergreen content. You just have to understand that it takes longer than daily posting, okay? But it's something that will work for you for years to come, okay? So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to reframe our content. We're going to shift from exhausting content treadmills to systems that compound over time. And then we're going to learn what is an evergreen content ecosystem. But we're going to discover how interconnected platforms create perpetual traffic momentum, like just keeps on going, right? So this training is going to show you how to create content once and let it generate traffic for months or even years. We're building a system. We're not just posting content. And that's the key to this. Posting content and systems they're different. Okay. So why evergreen beats the hustle? And I think we all kind of know this, right? The hustle trap is posting that 3 times a day just to stay visible. How many of you know how long a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a TikTok post lasts? Like you guys know, it's like 24, 48 hours. And you know that like 1%, 1% of your audience sees your content. So you could post the same thing every week and your entire audience still won't see it, okay? Algorithms bury your work in 24 hours. It's constant pressure leads to burnout. Oh, I got to post something today. How many of you said that? Oh, I got to post something today. I haven't posted anything today. Anybody? Or is it just me that says that? Oh my God, I got to post something today. Oh my God, Yeah. And then traffic disappears when you stop, which is so true. I was going live on TikTok. Once I stopped going live, I stopped making money. And I'm like, all right, that's not sustainable. That's not what I want to do. And that's when everything kind of changed for me. So here's the evergreen advantage. Content is going to gain value over time. Search traffic compounds monthly. You're not relying on the algorithm, okay? We're going to work smarter, not harder. And we're going to have freedom to take breaks without losing that momentum. Evergreen content creates a compounding asset. Remember, the key word in that sentence right there is asset. While others chase trends that expire in days. You're building traffic streams that flow for years. So this approach respects your time and energy while delivering a superior long-term result. How many of you want your content to be active and selling for you for a year, 2 years, or many, many more to come? Or you're making sales in your sleep, right? No more, I got to post. I'm not going to make any money if I don't post. I got to post. You're going to be sleeping when you're making this money, okay? All right, so what actually is evergreen content? But they're timeless topics, all right? It's content that remains relevant. So here's the thing. I don't want to say can't, but if you've got like a timed event that's going to be obsolete, might not be the greatest platform for that evergreen piece of content, right? But it's relevant months or years after publishing. And you know, with the way social media trends change, come and go, right? We got to think how to tie a tie, not 2024 fashion trends, okay? That's a pretty good example there. How to tie a tie. People are still going to need to know how to tie a tie today as they are 10 years from now, right? Instead of 2024 fashion trends. 2024 was like so last year, right? Search optimize. It's created to answer questions people consistently search for, ensuring steady, organic traffic. Remember, people are now using TikTok as a search platform, Instagram, Google, Pinterest. They're using these platforms to search for something. So if your thing is relevant to them and what they're searching for, they're going to find you, okay? Self-sustaining. It requires minimal updates while continuing to attract new viewers and generate value. So think of evergreen content like planting a fruit tree instead of buying groceries every day. The initial effort is higher, but the long-term payoff is extraordinary. Your content becomes a digital asset that appreciates over time rather than depreciating the moment you hit publish. Did that just open anybody's eyes, or was it just me? Did that just make a whole lot of sense? Like planting a tree, a fruit tree, to give you fruit, It's going to take you a little bit longer to plant that tree, a little bit more time to water that tree, to wait for the buds, right? Wait for that fruit to come out. But once that fruit comes out, now you've got a fruit tree, right? So here are the 3 platform evergreen stack. Now, first and foremost, do not, I'm going to repeat that, do not try to do all of these at once, okay? But Pinterest, blogging, and these are the 3 biggest evergreen platforms. There are others, okay? But this is just the top 3, okay? Pinterest, your traffic engine, drives consistent visitors to your content through visual discovery. So again, the visual is more important than the write-up, if that makes sense, okay? Blogging, this is your home base, captures search traffic, builds authority, and monetizes through multiple channels. So blogging, you can actually put links to your YouTube videos, links to your Pinterest, links to your socials, links to your directly to your products, affiliate products, anything like that. Blogging takes time. Blogging is, if you enjoy writing, blogging is for you, okay? Then, of course, you have YouTube, your video library, generates passive views, establishes your credibility, and creates those income streams. Same thing with YouTube. Putting the link in the description, whether it's to one of your products, to affiliate product, to other YouTube videos, whatever the case may be. But YouTube is another way for you to build that authority, but your content can be seen a year from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Okay. It's not just going to last 24 hours. So when you look at the views on a YouTube video, we all want that instant gratification. But with YouTube, it's a delayed, it's a delayed gratification where you may not see thousands of views right away, but a year from now, you may see thousands of views. Okay. Each platform serves a unique purpose while feeding traffic to the others. Pinterest acts as your discovery engine. Blogs provide depth and SEO power, and YouTube builds trust through video. Together, they create a traffic flywheel that accelerates over time instead of requiring constant manual effort, which is what we're trying to get away from, that constant daily posting. So Pinterest, we're going to start here, your 24/7 traffic machine. So here's why Pinterest wins for Evergreen. Unlike social media where your post dies in hours, Pinterest pin can drive traffic for 2 to 3 years after creation. It functions as a visual search engine, not a social feed, meaning your content gets discovered through search, not just followers. Pinterest users arrive with high intent. They specifically come to Pinterest to look for solutions, recipes, tutorials, and inspiration. This translates to better engagement and higher conversion rates compared to the passive social scrolling, right? They are coming to Pinterest to look for something very specific. So here are the numbers. You got 463 million monthly active users. 83% of users have made purchases based on pins. Let that sink in for just a minute. 83%. 5 billion searches happen each month on the Pinterest platform, billion with a B. And pins have a 3-month average lifespan minimum. Minimum. That's not the maximum, that's the minimum. So when I say 24 to 48 hours for a reel on Instagram, Pinterest pins have a 3-month minimum. Okay? Mind blowing. So I wanted to take you into my Pinterest account. Here is my Pinterest account, all right? If you're not following me, go ahead and give me a follow. I would appreciate it. But what I did is I set up my Pinterest boards, and I started with the covers, okay? You see I got content creation tips for beginners, how to launch a course. So what are what are my audience typing into the search bar to find on Pinterest, okay? Now, I have not been putting my focus into Pinterest, and that's what I'm shifting in 2026. I'm going to be putting a lot more focus into my Pinterest content versus my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm going to be focusing on Pinterest because this is my long-term plan. This is my evergreen plan. Okay. Now I have a blog, and I wanted to show you my blog. Where's my blog? Right here. This is my blog. And each one of my blog posts, if you look at my blog post, here we go. All right. I have a link to my YouTube video that brings them back over to my YouTube channel along with freebies, right? I've got freebies for them. but this is the written part of my YouTube, okay? And then I have pins that I pin to bring them to my blog. Now, here's what I'm going to say, okay? Again, I said it before we started. Pick one, okay? And I've got that inside of the workbook. Start with one. Don't try to do a blog and do a YouTube channel. You don't need all of that. You do not need all of that. All you need is one offer, one product. And that's what you're going to make your pins about, one product. So given some real life examples here. So those pins on Pinterest are going to last for years to come. That's the key with Pinterest. What are people searching for in your niche? So you got to make sure that you're keeping track of your pins as well. And that's why it's better for evergreen content versus 2024 trends, right? Because once the trend is over, nobody's clicking on it. Okay. So you want to make sure that the evergreen asset that you're creating is going to work years down the road. Okay. That when they click on that affiliate link, that link that you spent time building that pin, that it actually works. Okay. I am in the middle of creating my boards, but like I said, 2026, this is where I'm going to be putting my focus, is here on my Pinterest. But I also have my blog. Okay. And I'm going to show you this. So this is my blog. And then I also have my YouTube channel. Now, here's what I'm going to say. First and foremost, this is a lot of work to create YouTube videos, to create the blog posts for those YouTube videos, and to create the Pinterest pins. So if I had to take something out, so I don't know if you noticed this, but I've got my TikTok one here, but I don't have a TikTok blog post. That's because something had to give. Like I'm only one person, right? So until I hire my staff again, something's got to give. So I've got my YouTube and I've got to put my focus into my Pinterest. So you got to take out the things that aren't serving you right now so that you can free up that time. Okay. Pinterest pin types that perform. So we got standard pins, carousel pins, and idea pins. So your standard pins are your classic vertical images, 2:3 ratio with clear text overlay, perfect for blog posts, tutorials, and how-to content. Now, here's the thing. We love that script font, right? But if they can't read it super fast, what it says, what it means, they're going to just keep scrolling by, okay? Carousel pins are, again, similar to Instagram, multiple images in one pin. It's ideal for step-by-step guides, before and afters, or showcasing your product variety. And then you have idea pins. These, and again, they all follow TikTok, right? But it's a multi-page native content that keeps users on Pinterest. Great for building followers and brand awareness. But idea pins are your video pins, okay? So if we go to my created, now I know you see this one, it's like on there 3 times, but it's on 3 different boards. And that's why you see it 3 times. This is just what I created. So these are my idea pins. These are my video pins that you'll see here, okay? But it's the same as a reel. It's the same as a TikTok. It's just repurposing a video you're already using over onto Pinterest. So why not, right? So why not use it? So here's a pro tip. Create 3 to 5 different pin designs for each blog post or video. Different designs attract different audiences, multiplying your reach without creating new content. So you can have the same title, description, caption, even the words on your pin can be exactly the same. They're just different colors, different graphics, different visual. Okay. So without changing anything else, you're just changing the picture and it gives your post, that blog post or that YouTube video, that much more reach. Okay. So remember, we're not looking at instant gratification. We're looking at that delayed gratification. I gotta keep saying that. All right. So blogging, we went into this a little bit. This is your SEO powerhouse. Your blog is the foundation of your evergreen ecosystem. While social platforms can disappear or change algorithms overnight, your blog is owned real estate that you control completely. And this is what I had switched and what caused me to create my blog and create my YouTube channel was I wanted those digital assets to last me years to come. All right. But Google traffic, this is where optimizing your posts that can capture that search traffic 24/7 without ongoing promotion. You're not constantly having to promote that blog. If you've got your SEO set up right, your blog will do its thing. Okay. You could do multiple income streams here. You got ads, affiliates, products, and services all from one platform. You can put all of that inside of your blogs. You've got your email list building. You can convert visitors into subscribers that you can reach anytime. So as I showed you in my blogs, okay, just open this one back up again. Here down at the bottom, I've got grab your free Trello board. Where do you think that goes? It goes to an opt-in page. Okay. So that allows me to build my email list. Then you've got platform independence. Okay. I didn't do the bottom here. You own the content, data, and relationships. No algorithm controls your reach. So if for some reason your Instagram account gets banned or your TikTok account gets banned, you don't lose your business. You own it. You own the blog, right? So a well-optimized blog post can generate traffic for 3 to 5 years. Sit on that for a minute. 3 to 5 years with minimal updates. Start with platforms like WordPress. Don't use WordPress. Wix. Don't use Wix. Or Squarespace. Don't use Squarespace. The key is consistency, not perfection. Now, you can use any one of those. Blog post structure that converts. Now, this is where you're going to actually have ChatGPT be the expert here, okay? But you need a hook headline, promise a specific outcome or solution that matches the search intent. Remember, what are people searching Google for? What are they searching for? Then you need a strong introduction. You want to address that pain point immediately or that desire and preview what's coming. Scannable headlines, break content into clear H2 and H3 sections with keywords. So I'm going to show you. Let's do a Google Doc here.
I think Microsoft Word and Google Docs uses it more than anything else.
So let's see. I'm just going to do headline 1, headline 2, headline 3, right? So if I was to highlight this and go over here to where it says normal text, I could do heading 1, right? And then I do 2, and I change it to heading 2, and then I do 3. So you see the difference in them, all right? You want to make sure you have all of those in your blog post. And a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this when I first started my very first blog. No idea the difference between headline 1, 2, and 3, but it matters, okay? So you also have your titles, right? You got a title and you got a subtitle. The title would be like the title of your blog. Whereas your heading 1, and I don't know if you could see it in mine, right? So these are this is my title, right? Here's my title. And then I've got my heading 1, right? And I've got my heading 2. Okay, you see that? That's the difference. See how it kind of stands out? I highlight mine just because I'm a little extra. That's just me. All right. So anyways, visual elements, including images, charts, or screenshots, every 300 words. Now, I don't do this, but I do have my main picture at the top. And I do have my YouTube video here that kind of breaks it up. Now, every now and again, I think I've got a couple of blog posts that I actually have some screenshots in. Anytime you want to show step by step, but it is a good idea to have some screenshots because you all know, people don't read much anymore. So the more we can break it up with visuals, the better, okay? And then, of course, we want a clear call to action. Guide readers to the next step, subscribe, download, or explore more. So the first couple blog posts, I got to say, I wanted people to subscribe. So that's where I was focused. I wasn't putting a lot of freebies in there, but now I'm focusing on both. Come to my YouTube and, hey, grab your freebie. So I'm looking at building my list at the same time. Okay. Golden rule, write for humans first, search engines second. Google rewards content that genuinely helps people, not keyword stuffed articles that read like robot prose. We don't want to do that. Okay. We want to make sure that it's actually helping people. So the same concept still applies. We want to provide value and help other people. YouTube. Okay. So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first. Okay. The first largest search engine in the world is what? Google, right? They own YouTube. So just sit on that for a minute. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first. So if you can figure out what people are looking for and searching for on YouTube, you could dominate, okay? A single video can generate views for years if optimized correctly. Unlike short form content that disappears, YouTube videos become evergreen assets in your ecosystem. You don't need fancy equipment or daily uploads. Successful evergreen YouTube channels often post just 1 to 2 videos per week or even monthly, focusing on timeless, searchable topics. So as you guys know, I started my YouTube channel this year, 2025. So at the end of the year, I'm at 140 subscribers, okay? Not as much as I'd hope for, okay? But I also am not putting all of my efforts into it either, Okay, this isn't my only focus, okay, for the year. And as you guys know, my story, I'm still figuring it out, right? But what I'm learning here from YouTube is these are assets that I'm building for years to come. I would start with something like blogging or with your current offers, current products. You don't even have to do a blog or anything like that. But your Pinterest is what's going to live on. Okay, those pins are going to last a lot longer than anything you're going to do on the social platforms. Faceless content options, screen recording tutorials, voiceover and stock footage, animation and motion graphics, slideshow presentation. The key is providing value through your content, not your appearance. And I know a lot of you are probably super happy with this because I know a lot of you in this room hate making videos, hate showing your face. It's just not one of your favorite things to do. And guess what? You can totally do that, okay, using faceless content. And faceless YouTube channels are thriving in the evergreen content space. Many successful creators never show their face and still build engaged audiences and substantial income. It's crazy what's going on right now. Okay, so here's the evergreen flow. Okay, create your core content, blog post or YouTube video on evergreen topic. Evergreen topic, remember that. Design your Pinterest pins, 3 to 5 pin variations, driving traffic to your core content. Traffic arrives. Your visitors discover content through Pinterest and Google search. You convert them to subscribers, capture those emails with your lead magnets and your calls to action, and then, of course, repurpose and repeat. Turn blog into video or vice versa. Create new pins. Okay. This cycle compounds over time. Each piece of content feeds the other, creating multiple entry points for your audience. As your library grows, so does your traffic without proportionally increasing your workload. That's my favorite part. Without increasing your workload, without constantly having to be on our phones, creating. I don't mind making videos. I don't mind going live. I don't mind doing those kind of things. But to constantly feel like time to make the content, like to constantly be feeling that way, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I certainly don't want to teach it. So where everything points, this is your central hub strategy. All roads should lead to your owned platform, your blog or your website. This is where you control the experience, capture emails, and monetize effectively. Pinterest pins link to blog posts. YouTube descriptions link to blog posts. Blog post links to other blog posts and your email sign up. Create a web of interconnected content that keeps visitors and moving through your ethos. AI tools for evergreen content. You got content research and outlining. You got ChatGPT, Claude, just whatever works for you. Okay. But artificial intelligence can dramatically accelerate your evergreen content creation without sacrificing quality. Use these tools to work smarter and maintain consistency without burning out. Remember the key word, consistency. Okay. Sit down, create the 3 to 5 pins on one blog post. You do that once a week. You can do it once a month, whatever you want. Visual content creation. Remember, Canva's AI is bomb. Dolly, Midjourney. I don't know if you guys know Google Gemini. Loving me some Google Gemini. And you got like 3 or 4 tries. ChatGPT now has an image generator, and their image generator is pretty great. But remember, AI tools are to enhance your creativity and efficiency, not replace your unique voice and expertise. Use it for speed and scale, but always add your personal insights and experiences. Okay, so here's your weekly evergreen rhythm. I've got this inside of your workbook, okay? But Monday, research and plan. Tuesday, create your core content. Wednesday, optimize and publish. Thursday, do your Pinterest pins. Friday, do your cross promotion. You notice I'm not doing all of it in one day? You notice that? I've got it split up. Okay. So total time invested, 9.5 hours per week. That's less than 2 hours per day for a system that generates compounding returns. Compare this to the endless daily posting treadmill of social media. This approach is so much more sustainable. Okay. So here's your action steps. They're inside of your workbooks. I got several different action steps in there. But choose your platform priority, list your 10 evergreen topics, create your first piece, and schedule consistency. Like how often are you going to post? Is it going to be once a week, once a day, whatever that looks like for you? But the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So plant that tree, plant that fruit tree. so you can feed yourself for life.
If you want to continue learning and growing together, watch this video that's coming up next, and I'll see you over there.